guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is day 31 of Inktober. So the word for today is ripe, and I have a very loose idea of what I'm going to do for that word. Basically, I'm going to be redrawing all the characters that I've basically done in the past week into one sort of group pose. So, really excited, and I feel like this is going to be a really good final piece, especially testing out, how much I've grown since day 1 to day 31. So, let's get started. As usual, my red colored pencil, fine liner, gel pen, and finally, my Ohuhus. But you may notice something different. I'm not exactly pulling any out and stating which is which because I'm redrawing the same characters. And if there is a character that you see that you want to know what their color scheme is, feel free to watch the previous videos because I do list out the colors for each character. But I'm going to be using so many colors in this video that I'm just listing the fact that I'm using my Ohuhu brush markers, the 72 count pack. All right, and so I'm going to go ahead and start with my sketch. Oh, and I'm bringing Susie back. She's not part of the portrait pieces that I did, but I liked her character so much that I wanted to go ahead and bring her back. All right, I have a really light sketch of the placement of the characters. And so now I'm just going to start going in and filling in details with my pencil. So I'm definitely 100% excited about this piece. But I'd be absolutely lying if I said I had no other emotions because honestly, as much as I love this piece, I'm just like, wow, this is going to be a heck of a piece to color and line and just finish all in one day. But I still am excited about the final result. Like sometimes it's just absolutely worth all the stress and effort. So far I've got La Muerte detail done, Susie, the ghost done, and my witch. Not entirely sure why, but my vampire dude is coming out awkward. Like his pose, it's like stiff and it's bothering me and I'm not sure how I'm gonna fix it. The arms crossed didn't look too bad, but I think I originally just didn't go for it because it looked, I don't know, he started looking like a pouty teenager. I wasn't sure if that was what I was going for. I'm pretty sure that's not what I was going for, but I think I figured it out. Seems to be crossing of the arms was the way to go. I just needed to make it look better. All right, and then finally, my wolf. Don't think there's a lot that needs to be filled in, but I do want to make sure I have most details with him done before I start inking. All right. And I think that's pretty much done for the sketch. I'm actually pretty amazed with it. I'm a little nervous to start inking it, but kinda gotta if I'm gonna color it and finish it. So let's get to it. So I'm starting with my werewolf, and then I'm just gonna kind of move down probably in this direction. All right, so I've pretty much finished the werewolf, and now I've done a bit already of my Grim Reaper lady, and basically just so far so good. I'm really liking how smooth my lines are coming out, and I'm basically just using my finest point fine liner. Now I'm moving on to my headless horseman, and I always have to stop myself from calling him jack-o'-lantern, but that's all I want to call him due to his jack-o'-lantern type head. And I really like this flame that I did around him in his original design. It just feels even cooler here in this piece. Not sure why I decided to go with this huge belt buckle on my headless horseman. I don't know, it just seemed like an interesting idea at the time. And I still kind of think it is. It's not something that feels out of place. I kind of wish I had left his eyes hollow. I don't know. I just think the design that I ended up doing was maybe a little too much. So now I'm doing my witch. She's almost my favorite character. I don't know. It's pretty much really tied for me between her and La Muerte. And I just can't decide which one I like better. And I definitely debated on whether I should make her witch hat pointy or bent. Because lately I've been doing most of my witch hats bent at the tip. I guess because it just feels more realistic. But I decided to go with bent because I just really like it. It just feels like it adds a lot of personality to the witch too. And so now I've started on La Muerte. And she's bent over, sort of like tending to Susie. Which kind of feels a little ironic given that she's Lady Death. And like I've given her this sort of mothering kind of feel, which mothers tend to be the opposite. They tend to be life givers. So I kind of like the idea though. All right, Muerte is done. And I'm so close to being finished. Oh my goodness, I really like it. I'm really proud of myself. Okay, so Vampire Dude is done. And I think that completes my image. As far as the line art goes, yeah, this looks really good. So now I just have a lot of pencils to go ahead and erase. But once I get that done, I can start coloring. Okay, went ahead and I erased most of my sketch. I've got a few sketchiness left over, especially on my vampire guy, but that's okay. And I went ahead and I folded out everyone so that they kind of looked like they were all together in one picture. Looks more complete. And so I'm gonna go ahead and start coloring, starting with my vampire dude's hair. And I'm hoping to tackle most of this piece, basically one color at a time. So since I'm starting with gray, I'm going to try and see if I can knock out all the gray in each character and then go from there. And hopefully it'll make the process, I don't know, a little faster? I hope. I guess we'll find out. So the cool thing about my vampire dude is he's pretty much all gray with some blues. So I feel like I could get him done pretty quickly. And then I might take my white gel pen and do some pinstripe design just for some added interest. And then I think I'll do his pants a lighter gray. And then I think I'm going to follow this pinstripe design into his pants. It'll look lighter since I used a lighter gray, but I think it'll match really well. And that's it as far as my vampire dude goes. Okay, so it looks like I might be doing this character by character instead of color by color. So I'm going to move on to my witch character, and I'm going to start with her witch hat. And then she has the same kind of colored hair as my vampire dude, and then I'm going to do her skin. I'm doing the skin slightly different than my normal. I'm starting out with a darker color, and then I'm going to use my lighter one to sort of blend out the darker one better, rather than doing the reverse. I'm thinking the effect might be better, or better blended out. Perhaps. I'm not sure. This character's entire color scheme is probably one of my favorites out of all the characters here. And I think it's just because how well the green goes with the pink color of her lips and her eyes. And then black and gray pretty much go with anything. So the color scheme is just really pleasing for this sort of character. Okay, and then we've got little Susie. And of course, I'm only using this blue just to sort of shade her in so that she appears mostly white for that ghostly effect. And her hair is my favorite. These yellows also really blend well. And then I try to do the same sort of effect of leaving her dress white but with this green color of shading. All right, and little Susie is done. So then we're going to move on to La Muerte. And I'm going to begin with the red paint around her eyes, mostly because that's my favorite part to color in with her. And then I didn't ink in any detail of the sugar skull design because I figured I'd just freehand it. That way it could be more visible without all the black ink taking up too much space. All right, not bad. I think the designs on her face for the sugar skull effect came out really, really good. I didn't think I'd be able to fit in pretty much all the detail that I put into the portrait. So I'm really satisfied with that. And then with her hair being pitch black, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of detail with my white gel pen, the same way that I did before on the portrait that I did with her. And then her dress is all red. And I think I'll keep it simple with just this one color. And red shoes. She's a very matchy-matchy person, I think. All right, And so that concludes La Muerte. And so I'm going to move on to my Headless Horseman. And just like before with the portrait that I did of him, I'm going to be using my darkest orange, which is my Rogue Orange, and then moving to my slightly lighter orange, which is just orange, and then to my Keen's color, which is basically just a really light orange. But I don't seem to have a lot of space with this, so I think I might drop my Rogue Orange on the sides. Like this area, I do have enough space to put in 3 colors worth. But on the sides, like here, I just didn't. Or maybe I won't, because now it just wouldn't look right since I already did it on this side with the 2 darker colors. Alright, I'm just going in and doing the blue fire. I had a few comments saying that they really liked his fire hair, which I definitely didn't expect to happen. Like, I guess I just didn't think of it as hair, but it's actually kind of funny to me because it kind of does look like hair. And so the new addition to this character is definitely his pants. And so I'm doing his belt just a straight black. And then I'm going to do his pants a really, really light gray. And then add in some darker gray shading. And now I'm going to move on to my Grim Reaper lady. Okay, so I've got my Grim Reaper lady and my werewolf left. And I kind of feel like these last 2 are going to go by pretty fast, which is always good. Mostly because they're still like half bodies. I'm glad I went with blue for her hair, because originally I was going to do a gray color. And as I color in this entire piece, I'm starting to realize that I used a lot of gray. I did do green grays though for her face, just to kind of vary up my tones a bit. She's about almost done. Just gotta do her scythe. And I made it just a pretty much all black kind of scythe. And then the blade is not this color. The blade is a lighter bluish color, not that dark. I'll figure out a way to fix it. Alright, I'm just going to use this darker blue color again just to like balance it out so that it doesn't look like a mistake. And voila, fixed. Alright, and I'm down to my last character. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, so he is also gray. Gosh, I used a lot of gray. Alright, so I started with my darkest gray and now I'm taking a slightly lighter gray and I'm basically just feathering in order to sort of make this look like fur. Alright, let's hope I can repeat that same process all over the rest of his body. Hey, looking pretty cool. Not too bad. I originally had plans to make this character brown, like brown fur, but I felt gray would give off a colder sort of look. And I'm pretty much almost done. This character definitely was my easiest, and I'm pretty glad I left him for last. And so the final thing that I want to do is color in the background black. Whoops, messed up. I went in too far into this character, but that's not a big deal because I can just use my white gel pen to put the white outline in. So it makes for an easy save. And it's done! Ooh! This turned out super cool. I really love it. I really feel like it shows how I've been growing with not just my inking abilities, but traditional abilities in general, especially with my coloring and using the Ohuhu markers every day for the last month has been exciting and a challenge, and I didn't think I could do it. But here we are, day 31, and I am done. So, if you enjoyed today's video, maybe comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow for something